According to the Singapore government, a healthy meal in Singapore should consist of a quarter plate of whole grains, a quarter plate of good sources of protein, and half a plate of fruits and vegetables. But I'm telling you, if you hit the Thai Fun stall and order half a plate of vegetables doused in God knows how much sauce and sodium, with your protein being sweet and sour pork, yeah, you're probably better off eating a cheeseburger. Fortunately, for the average working adult in Singapore's Central Business District, I found a few options for you that probably would adhere more to the healthy plate. Just a heads up, these places are grain bowl options and they are definitely going to be more expensive than your average hawker stall. So with that, let's start with the Daily Cut. This is located in the basement floor of Guoco Tower. I know about this place because every time I go for Virgin Active events, they always collaborate with Daily Cut. We can choose our base, our protein, and our supplements via this paper over here. For the smallest grain bowl, we have the petite for $10.50, we have the regular for $14, and the large for $17.50. So we got the petite grain bowl from the Daily Cut, which comes with 2 bases, half protein, 2 supplements, 1 topping, as well as 1 dressing. So the bases I got were whole grain pasta, brown rice, teriyaki chicken leg, charred broccoli, onsen egg, furikake, and sage-infused olive oil. So as part of this disco, I'm going to get real scientific in here. I brought a weighing scale, and what we're going to do is we're going to be weighing the amount of protein they give for the smallest grain bowl options that they offer.
As part of the listicle, I'm going to be weighing out the amount of protein they give and the total weight of the entire meal. I'm going to have more emphasis on protein because carbs in Singapore are aplenty, but protein is harder to come by.
Okay, we've got a grand total of 161 grams of protein, which is honestly not too bad. That is actually pretty good for apparently half a portion of protein. And we're just going to weigh the entire bowl as well. So in total, this entire bowl is about 533 grams. Wow, that's actually not too bad. Just from the eye test alone, it actually looks pretty damn amazing. Teriyaki chicken looks amazing. Chicken thigh definitely has a bit more fat on it. This is what you would get if you go to a Japanese restaurant and order a teriyaki chicken don. Broccoli is a little mushy. Other than that, it's a pretty good option. So let's head on to the next place. So we're currently at Good Day, and this is actually one of my favorite options when it comes to grain bowls. This store is a place that my trainer Jerome suggested to me. And I will say I don't think it's going to be as healthy as the other grain bowl stalls featured in this video, but I think that's because they prioritize a bit more of the taste as well. So I have a petite grain bowl from Good Day. It is also $9.80. Portion size looks absolutely humongous. So we're going to measure how much protein and carbs are in this baby over here. Okay, we've got a grand total of 144 grams of protein in this grain bowl. Honestly, feels a little less than I remember, but the good thing is that for the medium grain bowls in Good Day, it costs $12.80. I think $2 cheaper than the Daily Cut, and you get an extra portion of protein. Yeah, $3 for extra 150 grams of protein. I think that's pretty worth. I do want to say that my favorite order is the Cajun chicken as well as the maple glazed salmon. The maple glazed salmon is amazing. So in its entirety, this grain bowl is also about 534 grams, pretty much about the same as the one at Daily Cut. It seems that they are quite consistent with one another.
I can personally vouch for Good Day as I've bought from them quite a few times already. Protein portions can get pretty ginormous, especially when you order the medium. With these grain bowl spots, I will give a plus minus 20 grams to the amount of protein they give. As you can see, both the Daily Cut and Good Day are pretty consistent with one another regarding ingredients, and protein portions are pretty much the same. Time to move on to the next spot.
So I'm currently here in Omnivore. It's really nearby to the Daily Cut and Good Day. They also come in the petite, the regular, and a medium. And honestly, it seems like every place so far has the same kind of concept. The ingredients are pretty much the same. So I've gotten the petite bowl. This doesn't look very petite to me. Although I will say that I accidentally added 1 base, so Jesus Christ, look at the portion size on this thing. That is crazy. Apparently in the petite, they only give a half serving of protein. Yeah, this one does not seem like a lot. So there's only about 83 grams of chicken in a half portion of protein, which is by far way lower than Daily Cut and Good Day so far. Even at the Daily Cut, they gave about 160 grams, which is double the amount of this. So yeah, this is a little bit disappointing, but I think they make it up in the portion size for the rest of the actual bowl itself. So I'm guessing this is about the size of the petite bowl, and it is 576 grams. I still have 1 portion of carbohydrates over here. So I think by far, Omnivore has the highest volume when it comes to food itself. I think this is the only one that kind of adheres to HPB's healthy plate. So even though the protein portions is a little bit lesser than the other places, it more than makes up for it in terms of the carbs and the vegetables provided.
So it seems that although Omnivore gives lesser protein, they still manage to actually give a higher volume of food, with most of the weight coming from the vegetables and grains. Overall, I would say that the grain bowl options in CBD are probably just small variations of one another. You get 3 sizes, you can choose your base, protein, sides, toppings and dressings, and even their portion sizes seem pretty similar to one another. But the final option, which is by far my favorite, might just be cheaper than anything you'll find in CBD. Because plot twist, it is
Nutrify. So this is the meal prep service that I've been ordering from since last November. November. And as you can see, it's not a full bento because those ones can be expensive as shit. Rather, it's pre-cooked protein cooked sous vide. So usually when it comes to meal preps, the most troublesome thing to prep is the protein. You gotta go to the market to buy it, you gotta wait for it to defrost, you gotta think of how you're to cook it, you gotta clean up all the cookware afterwards because we're Asian and we don't use dishwashers. If it's that troublesome, why not just outsource the protein making instead? 30 seconds to heat it up, that's all you need. As for the carbs, I usually just choose what I want to cook. Rice, potatoes, rice noodles. Because these protein options pretty much can pair with everything taste-wise. And when you start breaking down the protein to cost ratio, a meal prep service like that could be a lot more affordable than you think. This is about 500 grams of chicken thigh going for $15. Split this into 3, you get about 166 grams of chicken, which is probably the equivalent amount of protein you would get in a grain bowl outside, and that works up to $5. Add in the carbs and you're probably looking at a meal that costs about $6 to $7, just with slightly more prep work. So I hope it dispels the myth that meal prep services in Singapore are insanely expensive, because there are options out there like Nutrify that provide a service like that, just providing the pre-cooked protein. And if you're someone that likes to snack a lot, they also have desserts like this blueberry protein muffins and my favorite, matcha white chocolate chip protein cookie. So if you're interested in getting some Nutrify, just use this code that I have in the description below. As for the healthy food options in CBD, honestly, I think any grain bowl spot would be pretty worth your money. The portion sizes tend to be pretty massive, and I wouldn't be surprised if the medium options for these grain bowl spots are the equivalent of about 2 meals for the average sedentary worker. There are other places like Grains & Co, The Harvest, Hakon, and honestly, pick any one of them and you'll probably be satisfied. But if you want more protein that's bang for your buck, going for these protein meal prep services is probably the better option. And just a pro tip, Good Day is still my favorite. If you want to see how I died during the toughest fitness phase in Singapore, click here. And with that, click that sub button and good day to you.